So today we're going to talk about having an ear to hear. In the Bible, it talks about those that have an ear will hear. So the only way that that will happen, the way that you have an ear is that your ear is attuned to hear God's voice, meaning that you are able to silence the distractions, silence the noise in order to hear his voice. This comes to mind because just now I was watching a movie. Percy Jackson. Um, I can't remember the rest of the name of it. I think it was the Olympians or something like that. But it's a Percy Jackson movie. So I'm just watching a movie on Netflix, and um, and so part of the movie, Percy Jackson and two of his friends, they were out on a mission. They were actually going to in search for something. They was trying to find something in particular, and this was a time sensitive mission. Okay. Now they entered into it looks like a casino. So they entered into a casino. So, in like a casino, there's tons of lights and flashing lights and noises. And, there's the, the casino is full of distractions. Anywhere and everywhere that you turn, there are distractions. You have people that are drinking, people that are drunk, you have people that are gambling, people that are winning, people that are losing, people making noises. The slot machines are making noises. You have the fancy people walking around handing out things and things of that nature. So one of his friends, which was half goat and half human, which was actually Percy's protector, but the friend was attracted to some bottle girls, or like the waitresses, basically. And they had on flashy dresses, and the little trays where they're passing out different things and hors d'oeuvres and different little things that they were passing out. So this one particular thing that about 3 or 4 girls came and like surrounded Percy and his two friends with trays. So they were basically being bombarded with a distraction. So it's 3 people. Each person has a tray full of this particular treat, which was a lotus flower, because the name of the casino was Lotus. So this was a lotus flower. Okay. As soon as they ate the lotus flower, they began to, it's like they were high. They began to, the room, seemed a little blurry. They began to be a little light. They were giggling, and they really forgot what they were even there for. The only thing that they wanted to do was have a good time. Okay. So, and might I add that all of them said that it was really delicious. It was probably one of the best things that they have ever had. So they finish eating that, and they're having a good time, giggling, laughing, just enjoying all the different amenities in the casino. And so they keep getting offered and bombarded with the lotuses. Okay. So every time they eat a lotus flower, then are that feeling is like renewed, that light and chill and just have a good time feeling is renewed. So every time that they have a lotus flower, which they are being offered it a lot, you know, in the beginning they was bombarded with it, but after they accepted it that time, it was a little more chill and relaxed with the offerings. They were offering to them, but by this time they was already sensitized to it, so they were freely accepted. No one had to bombard them. Okay, so they're having these lotuses, and just before Percy takes the first bite, he hears a voice saying, "Don't take the bite. Every time you eat it, it dulls your senses." So he began to walk around just to get away from the lotuses that are being offered to him. And then the voice says again, don't fall for the distractions. Keep walking. So he did just that. Now, let's go back to when I said that they are on a time sensitive mission. So the longer that they are distracted, the more time that is wasted with them just having fun, having a good time, being relaxed and living it up, then their time is running out, because this is a time sensitive mission. So this brings to mind, in life, we are in fact on a mission. If we were birthed into this world, each one of us a each one of us has a particular mission that the Lord wants us to feel, because our mission cannot be fulfilled by anyone else, not the way that we can. If we forfeits the mission, if we choose to forfeit the mission, then yes, the Lord will pass it along to someone else, but it won't quite be the way that we would have fulfilled the mission. So our mission is for us. We can forfeit the mission. So take it back to Percy and his friends. They can choose to continue to eat the lotuses. They can choose to do that because they have free will. So they can choose to continue to eat the lotuses. Therefore, they will be forfeiting their mission, and they will be stuck. They will be stuck in that realm. They will be stuck in that cycle of just having a good time, giggling, and just having a good time, stuck in that cycle. They won't even desire to leave out of that cycle of just having a good time, because they're continuously being fed that vice that keeps them in that stagnant state. Now, Percy, on the other hand, once he decided not to take that bite, then his senses were now heightened back to its normal state. So now he's aware. He can kind of see things for what they are. He kind of see that it looks a little foolish that everyone's walking around and everybody's happy. Everyone's giggling and everyone's having a good time. Like, no, so now he realizes that, okay, we're on a time sensitive mission. We are supposed to have this done by this particular time. So now he's snapped back into reality. So bringing it back to me and you, in life, one of the enemy's biggest distraction is wasting our time. So how many distractions have you ran into and that you have accepted and allowed into your life? How many distractions that were sent your way on purpose? That distraction had a mission of its own. But you also have a mission that's time sensitive. So, what distractions, what vices are you falling victim to? What vices are keeping you stagnant and stuck in a state of delusion? Because pretty much everyone in there was in a state of delusion. It was party, party, have a good time, and that's not reality. Life is not all party, party, have a good time. You can choose to be in a joyful state, but there are things in life that's gonna life. There are things in life that are going to try to get you down. But it's your choice to be in a joyful state. But in this particular situation, what things in life, what's that vice that is basically wasting your time? Like I think I said on another message how when you're in the fork of the road, how if you turn right, you will have many other choices to make, but it ultimately leads to victory. If you make that left turn, then it's a long road that leads you to nowhere. So continuously choosing whatever vice that you have, continuously choosing that. I'm not saying that we don't fall victim from time to time, but to continuously choose it over and over and over and over again, to the point that now we are no longer sensitive to his voice. We no longer have an ear to hear. We are stuck in the cycle of stagnancy. We are stuck in a delusional state of stagnancy, and we don't even realize it. So I will tell you, like the voice came to Percy in the movie, don't take that bite. The more you take that bite, the more it dulls your senses. And you will begin to be stuck in this same state, running on this hamster wheel, going fast to nowhere. So until next time, stay vigilant and have an ear to hear.